The fear of no. I think sometimes we set ourselves back by being afraid of rejection.
Even asking. Just asking.
Even asking, you get petrified, you get nervous, your knees shake and your teeth chatter because you are so afraid of asking for things. And when you don't ask for things, you're not going to get what you're looking for. It could be something as simple as at work, just putting yourself out there to your boss and asking for a promotion. It makes us uncomfortable. It makes us uneasy. You almost feel like my work must speak for itself. That's the language we use. I'm good at my job. But when an opportunity comes up, you don't put your hand up. You say, I'm asking for a promotion. I'm asking for a raise. I'm asking for this. Because we are so terrified of hearing no. Have you experienced something like that, Miranda?
No, gosh. I think I have got personal ones, right? And we observe a lot of it in the mentorship. And we were talking about it with Slee and laughing out loud, actually, that the many times that we ask and we get a no.
We laugh about it.
We laugh about it because it's like, oh, okay, they just said no. Or sometimes Lee will call me and ask me, do you think this seller is going to accept this? I am being so ridiculous right now. And it's like, Lee, just ask them. All they're going to say is no. And you'll be sitting at your house. You're not going to bleed. You're not going to be hurt. So personally, as people, we are so afraid to say no. And what I've seen with the mentees, we tell them on one of the lessons to say, get your pre-qualification. See how much you can afford.
They are so scared, Miranda.
So scared.
They're so scared
They sit it
that
out.
the banks won't give them funding. But you haven't even applied. You haven't even asked. So how do you know that they're going to say no?
And then, or some of them, then they tell us they are afraid of finding out their credit score.
But then right?
And then you know where to start.
And you know how to fix it.
Yeah.
But even if you don't put yourself out there, if you're not asking and you are just held back by the fear that, oh no, the banks are going to say no, oh no, they're never going to approve this home loan, but you don't even know.
And then imagine being afraid to put in an offer.
Yes, that's the one thing, right?
Oh God,
that is the biggest.
Big one.
It's the biggest fear because I think it's understandably so, right, Miranda? That obviously signing an offer to purchase, it's a legal agreement. It's got serious repercussions for you, but you even viewing. Some people don't even view before we even get to the offer to purchase. I think there's a lot of psychological things that happen that hold us back because we are afraid of no. Like even just going and seeing a property and requesting to view. People are scared the agent will say no or the seller will say no or they won't let me view. But you haven't even asked.
They would never walk around with us. We'll go into a 20 million rand property to go and view. For what? Just because. And sometimes how the 10 million rand and the other one that we just viewed now, where they were looking for 9 million, how it happens is you never even knew that in that suburb a property like that could exist.
Exactly.
An investment property that could actually cash flow from day one, from multiple things. And unless you know and you get exposed to properties like that, then you will never, ever know. And did we walk in with the intention of buying? No. Sometimes it's, let's go and see. Because some of the agents really send us interesting deals and they're like, come and see it. Really,
just come and have a look at it.
Just come and have a look. The one that I was telling you for 6.7 million in Kyalami. This woman had built this gorgeous multi-living and multi-family unit. And since I've seen that property in 2019, I haven't come across anything like it. And I just know it's the kind of property I would love to live in. So sometimes you view just to open your mind. You view for curiosity. You view to open possibilities.
And to create networks and connections.
Absolutely.
If there's an area that you're interested in and the agent, and for example, you go and you view, right? Now you create a relationship with the agent. For example, when you view and you say, okay, I like this property, but only if it had this and this and this. Therefore, the next time when the agent comes across something you're looking for, now they know, then they will contact you when they meet something that meets your criteria.
That's true.
And I think something else that you were mentioning earlier around how, that fear of no. So the property is listed for 2 million rand, and maybe you know that you can afford 1.5 million, and if you look at your numbers, 1.5 million rand works for you. But then you say to yourself, the seller will never accept this, or the agent will never accept it. But you don't know until you know. So guess what? Put that offer. And if you might be surprised that they actually say yes. And guess what? You would have missed out on an opportunity because you are the one that's taking yourself out of the race by not even putting in the offer, because you might find that the seller says, you know what, it's fine, I wanted 2 million, but I'll take the 1.5 million. It's okay. But because you haven't put the offer, you haven't said, this is what I can offer. And I think we need to be comfortable with putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations, because growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And you need to be able to put yourself out there. And we're making a joke earlier around men, right? And around how men are able to, punch above their weight. They will be in the back of a buggy and waving at some hot lady in a Range Rover and saying and blowing kisses. Hello, mamas.
Have you seen the construction workers?
And the construction workers,
people like that.
People are bold, they shoot above their weight, and you never know, right? You might find that the lady will turn down her window and say, hey guys, so it's all about that. It's about just knowing that hearing a no, and especially a no that moves you forward, is going to be beneficial for you. As an example, I was making an example area around, putting yourself for a promotion, asking your boss for a promotion. Your boss might say no, but they might say to you, Miranda, I don't think that you are ready for promotion yet. Maybe if you can do this course or you can complete this project, then you can get your promotion. But if you had not asked, you wouldn't have known. You would still be saying, oh, but my work speaks for me. Oh, but they know I work hard. I'm here at 7 and I leave at 9. Mwah, 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 mwah. Guess what? It's not giving you the results you're looking for because you are not asking.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn your wealth goals into a reality in 2026 instead of sitting there and hoping and you have no idea where to begin? Is 2026 your year of not just relying on your 9-to-5 salary for income? Do you want to invest in property that pays you back monthly from day one instead of hoping that it will in the future? Join us for our last in-person event of the year. We are taking our real property conversation into an actual student accommodation that we own. Instead of learning theory from a distance, you get a real on-the-ground look at an actual property investing strategy, student accommodation. Join Lee and myself on Sunday, the 7th of December at lunchtime, 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Sakile Student Accommodation in Martindale, Johannesburg. Spots are limited. Tickets are going for 799 rands. This is your opportunity to learn a real live property investing strategy. We'll run the numbers. You'll get the insights on why this property investment strategy pays. You get an opportunity to network with ourselves, with our mentees and fellow property investors, and get clarity and direction to plan your 2026. Stop sitting there and hoping. This is not a conference. This is not a lecture. It is your real-time opportunity to learn property investing with us. Get your ticket below and let's meet on the 7th of December. Remember to bring your techies because we are going to do a walkabout the property before we sit down for a real property investing conversation. Can't wait to see you.
Our biggest is the banks as well. Banks will say no often than not. Maybe we need to tell people that.
Yes, they will.
Oh, often than not, they are going to say no. But when you ask why, then you will find out other mechanisms as well of how to make the bank happy. The reason why we use a bond originator in property investing is they've got the tricks of the trade. They know what the banks are looking for. So they almost prepare your deal before it's taken to the bank, so you don't have to deal with it. So firstly, they are a buffer between yourself and the bank. Secondly, they know the tricks. They even know which banks say no when you present a deal this way, which bank. So there are tricks to this property investing journey, and there are things that we make our mentees do the pre-qualification, have the conversation with a bond originator, find out things that you need to do to make your credit score a little better. And by the time mentorship ends, by the time you are ready to view and put in offers, you've become comfortable with this thing. Now you know how the finance is going to be sorted out. Now you know your credit score has been sorted out. So there are several things that mentorship does for you. It prepares you for the no's. Not that we teach you how to swallow the no's, but you practice accepting a no.
Yes, you almost like, like in any sport, right? The more practice you get, the better you get. And you find that the more offers you're putting, and especially if you're putting in offers the way that we teach you how to put in offers, right? You are going to put in offers that we actually say that if your first offer is accepted, you offer too much, right? So you want to hear that no, right? The time you put an offer, you want the seller to say no, but this deal, it's a no. Then you want to then start your negotiation. So the more offers you're putting, the more no's the many viewings you're making, the more applications you're doing. It means that you are building a skill, you are building resilience. You know what the banks are looking for.
Absolutely.
So say, for example, you are applying for funding, right, for your project or for your property, and the bank says no. You don't just go into a corner and cry and say, oh, the banks hate me. Why are they not approving my finance? You understand, but why was I rejected? Is it the issue with the property? What could I do to get the approval? Is the issue with my personal financing? And then the second question, when the banks gives you back that feedback, or the bond originator gives you that feedback, then you say, okay, how can we make this work? So it's not just say, okay, no, because of this, but you say, how can I make this work? Okay, maybe if you can rehabilitate your credit after 12 months, come back. Or maybe if you can close this and this account, you can come back. If you do this and this and this, then we can approve you. So that no actually gives you better insight than a yes does in instances, because it's teaching you certain things that you didn't know. Now you know the next time that, okay, the banks are going to want to know my credit score, they're going to want to know my affordability, they're going to want to know that. So that has taught you, unlike you just got a yes and you don't know, you even get surprised, they approved me, you don't know how, right? So it hasn't taught you what the banks are looking for necessarily.
Absolutely.
So a no is not always a bad thing, it's actually a good thing.
Absolutely. Agents are the other ones that never know. They don't own the property, guys. That's why they are called an agent. So when you've worked out your numbers, you've done your deal analysis, you know the number that works for you, that's going to make you money, right? You are looking for a cash flowing investment property. Then you sign the offer. The agent is going to say no, more often than not.
Or they'll say no, the seller won't accept it.
The seller won't accept it. You're like, it's fine, just submit it and let's see. And he really, he rejected other sellers. They'll start with, he rejected with another buyer last week. Or, there are 2 other buyers that I'm just waiting for. They are offering at this price. Well, my number is 100 rand. Just let the seller say no to me directly. Don't worry about it. Because half the time the seller is selling for a reason. One of the reasons, there's been a death, he is distressed, they're getting divorced, or he just wants to get rid of the property, he is leaving the country. So sell it. So your offer to purchase, don't let it be gate kept by an agent.
Yes. They need to present your offer to the seller, and it's not their decision to make. So don't hold yourself back by saying, oh, but the agent won't accept this, the seller won't accept this. You don't know until you put that offer. Put that offer down. So I think as we wrap up this video, the important thing here is no is going to be critical in your investment journey. You are going to, if you are doing it right, you are going to get more no's than yeses. If you are doing it right,
So
you are
practice.
going to get practice, develop the thick skin of getting no's.
No.
Be like those guys in the back of a buggy whistling to a hot lady driving a Range Rover.
Yeah.
That is the skill you need to have and the confidence you need to have that, you know what, this every single step I take in my investment journey is making me get better. Because if you are viewing more, you are offering more, you are asking money, it means you are pushing the envelope further and further and further, and it's working towards making you achieve your dreams. So now that we've had these insightful conversations and we want to be able to bring this to more people, right? So the best way to find out more about, you know, the programs that we run, our workshops, we've got live events that we do, and we also have a mentorship program. Please subscribe to our mailing list. The list will be, the link will be in the description below. And if you want to get more videos like these, we'll be sharing more over the next couple of weeks. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel and switch on the notification button.